the record button and then say, yo, what up?
Yo.
Back at it. Cutie Pack, you are the first person on the channel to get a set 4-character deck doctored. Claps in chat, everybody. Claps in chat, claps in chat. So, Spinner. Spinner, of all the cool characters you could have picked, you picked Spinner. Hit me with a pitch. Why have you brought this awesome Spinner deck to my YouTube channel?
Well, hanging out in your Twitch stream, I heard you talking about Spinner, saying that he's just worse Jiro, and I agree. I don't think he's as good as Jiro, but he has different symbols. And I like the fact that I can build League Invitation, commit it, and flip it at the same turn, and just say you don't get to stop my Bloodmoon, or my Piercing, or my Slashing.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
On top of that, I've been trying to make Stain work since he came out set 2. Haven't done it yet. Figured if I can't make Stain work, I might as well make Spinner work.
Sure, they're basically the same guy, really.
Exactly. Just one's a lizard.
Just one's a lizard. Yeah, I dig it. Absolutely dig it. So, what's the overall goal then?
So
best spinner possible, or what are we missing here?
So I don't actually build ever on any of his symbols, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I just saw 3 difficulty foundations, start putting them there as much as possible, because Spinner's like, just build them all. I don't know what I should be running ratio-wise, block zone-wise, because the block zones are terrible. I don't know anything about the deck other than the general idea of I want to build, I want to play an attack, and I want to make sure it hits.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I figure if I follow along the basic high damage, low speed moves, and it just works out eventually.
High damage, low speed, then use Spinner to pump speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I'm doing a little bit of looking. So tell me a little bit about the attack lineup. Like sell me on the attack lineup so that I know where your mind is when it comes to like what's going on.
Yeah. As I'm going through this, again, you'll see a lot of Stain cards, low speed, high damage. Piercing Descent, probably one of my favorite. Double Blade Slashes in there solely so that I can side into Stain game 2, surprise someone, and just be like, hi, I get to deal damage again.
Sure.
And I gotta respect someone. I played at my locals because he sided in a single Slashing Whirlwind, and he won because I did not expect the mid attack from his high attacks only deck.
Sure.
So I think it's fine as a one-of. Playing, so I've been playing Bloodmoon as much as I can because I genuinely love the card. I have, I think, almost I've ordered 2, so I've got a full playset coming of them in the mail.
Yeah.
And I've been collecting XR weapons to make Stain work. I figure I could also just put them in Spinner and make this deck pretty.
Sure.
Yeah. Plus, I love Gecko Stomp. I think it's absolutely hilarious that a Stomp attack is a weapon.
Yeah, he's got blades on his boots or something.
I don't know. Well, like you can see his boot in the picture. There's no blades there.
Well,
Stain does.
I mean, you see it on the side. You can't see the side of his boot, right? Like we can't. Like what's on his pinky toe? Who knows, really?
For all we know, it could just be like this massive katana holding.
Right. Yeah. It could be absolutely correct. Okay, so hit me with the foundation. So you talked a little bit about League Invitation.
Yeah.
Hit me with some other foundations that you are hyped to build down.
Definitely dissolving on my opponent's turn because it just says once per turn build one, and then my this deck is +2 speed.
Yeah.
If I know I can't stop it, I'll just build dissolving. I'll say try again on the next one. It just helps me from dying less. And then there's a bunch of 3 difficulty foundations in there too, like a Playa Body. I just think that it's funny that I could stop combos with a 3 difficulty that they did not expect.
Sure.
The first thing doesn't do anything. But, you know, having 2 different sticky balls on the field is kind of good.
Right. Yeah, but that's only if you've got less foundations in them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the likelihood of that happening in Spinner is a little low, but we can talk about it.
Sure.
Okay, keep going.
And then lastly, it's just passing the torch, right? Just build a draw card, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it. All right, here's what I've added. So first and foremost, Determined. I think this card's going to be incredible in the next set. We'll see how much you get off of the Fury stuff. If you keep all these stain cards, sure. Determined is insane in Deadlock. It's one of the best Deadlocks that you have in the entire game. But that enhanced commit, if you try to block with this attack, with an attacker foundation that shares 2 symbols, shares 2 symbols, shares 2 symbols, shares 2 symbols, shares 2 symbols. This one doesn't, right? But then, like, all of your foundations, like most of your foundations do, right? It's just got to have Order Void. So this one does, that one does. This has Order and Good, right? So like turning your passing torches into 0 mid blocks are insane, right? At the commit cost.
Yeah.
So like it's just like, and it's a 2/6. Amazing. I think that next set, because of the idea of Sense of Justice, I think Sense of Justice paired with Creepy Realization, the Order symbol is going to have so much damage reduction. It's going to be some of the most annoying stuff of all time. If you are a string deck, I don't think you can beat an Order deck. Just like with Sense of Justice, like against your deck, just declaring weapon, just you have with Spinner, you have to pick damage, which means now all the moves are slow. Otherwise, you pick speed, and then you just like negates 2 attacks with double Sense of Justice, and then Sense of Justice, Creepy Realization. Like those moves are just like insane.
Sure.
House of Cards, response flip, response remove, make them check a 3 is nuts. And then form, make them check a 3 is also very nuts. Form flip, put a 3 on top of their deck that they can't deal with. Insane.
Nice.
I love USJ. Card's tight. Brandish Steel. You're wanting to be a string deck, and this is one of the best string cards in the game. And you give it speed, right? So it's at minimum, it's a 5/5 for 7/4 diff. That feels great. That feels very, very good. It just doesn't. It does work for everything. Yeah, it works for everything. The question is like, what comes out for it? Who knows? I don't know yet. We'll find out. Defrosting is a 3 diff that you missed. This card is insane. This card's so good. It takes It says that you're allowed to take away the minus to just discard the top card of your deck for +2 speed or +2 damage, because whatever the negative is, you just plus with Spinner, right? If you want 2 speed on this move, you just enhance Spinner -1 damage and then defrosting for +2 speed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Or you like double down on it and say -1 damage +3 speed. They just don't get to block the move then, right?
Yeah.
Fruits of Our Labor is just a good move. Award the Victor. Award the Victor is one of those cool cards that, because of your scaling damage, normally your damage scales with cards in the card pool. But this is not how. That's how Jiro works. It's not how Spinner works. It's just for the rest of the combat phase. So this actually puts you ahead on cards in pool equal to damage or speed. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we'll use it on like the second effect, right? And add the top card of the deck, play another 4 diff, so it's on a 5, checks a 5.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It works exceptionally well with Twin Sword Slicer, right? You play a move, you give it speed or damage, doesn't matter. You play Twin Sword Slicer, you give it speed or damage with Spinner. You echo it, you give it speed or damage with Spinner. As soon as the echo hits, you just slam it on top with Award the Victor. And then you play another move that's still on a 5 difficulty, and you've got 4 triggers of Spinner happening. And you only have 2 cards in your card pool, right? This character's insane with echo. Like, insane with echo. Yeah. The more echo cards that you can include that have the weapon keyword, the better this guy's just going to be. It's going to be very good. As long as you can find the momentum for it, you know?
Yeah.
And then lastly, it's just like, Self-Sacrifice is just a good-ass card. Creeperization's a good-ass card. I'll just talk about the good-ass cards. Attack-wise, I think the only one we really missed is just Brandish Steel, unless you want to be an absolute Chad and go for the Slicer, which I don't think your version 1 of the deck necessarily needs.
No, yeah, I'll definitely try it out.
So the first thought that we have to get through is Brandish Steel worth? Is Brandish Steel worth you putting in your deck, and if so, where? We could just slam it on top and make this number bigger. We could take some cards out for it. It is all your choice.
I'm definitely I'm looking to add a little bit to the deck just because it's a little light.
Sure. What's this number?
It's like 74 with almost no attacks.
Yeah.
Not that good. I'm trying to fix ratios too. I saw a card from Foundation, threw it in there as a 3 or 4 of, and that's like every card in there.
That's fair. It's totally chill.
I'm definitely down to just add 3 of it, 4 of it, whatever you think.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know why this is weird. I need to... Oh, it... give me 1 second. It messed up. I own 4 UVS Ultra accounts. And when I log out and then log back in, it doesn't like it. Here we go. So like when I press the refresh button, it has to stay deck dock up here. Okay, so we've got this Brandish deal. I think we just slam 3 in on top. It's 21, and I think that you should play. You should none. Where did you go? You should just play 4 of this Twin Sword Slicer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it is one of the best uses for your momentum. The other option is like Slashing Whirlwind, but like that's fine. We don't need to do that. I think just having the echo keyword on this card is so good, man.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 2 low for 5 and then a 2 low for 6 that doesn't count as progressive. Like discard momentum, this attack doesn't count as progressive is like incredible. It's very, very good. I haven't seen this card. Blade Rush, 4/3/3 mid for 4. When was this? Commit a Foundation that was built this turn. This deck. It's 1 speed and 3 damage.
I legitimately don't know when it was added, but I saw that in Gotcha, and I really like that.
Yeah, Commit Foundation for +2/+3, but it's got to be a card that was added. Yeah, so you got to like Blade Expertise and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. This card seems kind of nuts in Momo, right? Come on, face up Foundation that cancels ability. Interesting. Just trying to build the top card of your deck. Wow, this card's really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just want to 4x these new cards. Is that crazy?
No, go for it.
Yeah, or maybe 3x on Blade Rush. I think 4 Gecko Stomp, saying that you either build one or you get the momentum is just good, right? It like forces the block. Yeah. It does mean that low blocks we've got a schmillion of, right? Schmillion.
Yeah. I'd be perfectly fine cutting down the piercings or the blood moons.
I think piercing down to even if it's just like a 1 of might just be the right call. Because like it's really good in one particular instance, and that's when you've exclusively done a bunch of speed, right?
Yeah.
And then as we look at high blocks, and we just don't have the evil symbol, huh? Let's go back and look at we are on the order symbol. Let's go back and look at order high blocks. And let's see if like maybe we are supposed to be like Stain, and we just don't care if we have the weapon keyword or not. Let's just look at that. High attack block zone, knee smash. I'll bring this over here. Knee smash, vanquishing. Oh, you can't see that. You can't see that. This. There you go. Vile Seizing is an insane card.
Big time.
This is an insane card, and we just don't care about it not having the weapon keyword.
That
Frozen Slash is funny. Jolt is funny. And Jolt is an automatic momentum for your Echo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, when in doubt, just play Jolt.
Perfect.
Yeah. Hope that worked. Add to spinner. Nice. We'll do this. Yeah, one electric jolt, and we'll just like cut. What did we say we're cutting? Double
blade.
Yeah. So you're gone, and then we'll just put jolt up to a 3 of to keep our number at 22. Boop.
Sure.
So now we got a move that just always hits, and we don't even care if this thing gets speed or damage, right? It's just like a great poke. The only issue with it is it doesn't combo here, and it doesn't combo here, so you just got to figure out how to make that work. But this card, where's it at? This card says, I guess it also doesn't combo with Brandish Steel. It's interesting. Try it out and see how it works. If not, then we can go back to something else, you know?
Yeah.
All right, on to the next thing, USJ. Thoughts on it?
Never played it, never touched it, own 2 extras of it.
Whoop. This card's tight. Being able to just like slam your next move, getting +2/+2. With Spinner, you say that your second move is either +3/+3 or +2/+4 or +4/+2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he just scales your second thing and makes it like really, really spooky, which means that your first thing probably isn't going to get interacted with, which means that either you can abandon the move, right? I'll just play Slashing Whirlwind. I'll give it the +1 damage, and because USJ is out, they're afraid of the Brandish Steel coming in as a 5-high for 9, 5-high for 10, and then Spinner giving an extra speed, right? And so like they like have to respect Brandish Steel USJ. It's just like incredible.
Yeah.
And that's without even talking about if my opponent stuns me at all, I can either draw a card or selectively commit one of their foundations. It is the reason we're going to be cutting Shock Treatment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Okay. With these cards, is there anything foundation-wise that you want to add to the deck, and then we're going to bloat the deck, and then we're going to cut the fat?
Honestly, I'm down to try all of it. I haven't playtested this like at all.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. I think you want to play 3 diffs. So I want to play Double Defrosting. I want to play Award of the Victor. And I think everything else is a little subjective. Let's look at block zones here. What do my low blocks look like? Very, very low
Almost
count
nothing.
for low blocks. So we're going to play Self-Sacrifice.
Yep.
And then
Fruits.
We'll put it in a 1 of, but I don't necessarily care about it. And then we got a Schmillion mids. The question is does Creepy make it? And then for our highs, does Sense of Justice make it? I think these cards are going to find slots in decks. I just don't know if they are the first slots or not, you know? Or like in first versions of decks. Because of things like League Invitation is your high block slot, or Public Support is your high block slot. Why are you playing Public Support?
I just thought it looked cool, and it said draw a card on there.
I love that. We're going to get rid of it because you've got passing. You've
Sure.
got passing and calling. I think that it's a 4-check. It's a 3-block 4-check.
Sure.
It's gone. Contempt for Heroes. If you build this card, reveal the top part of your deck with Foundation, add it to your hand. That card's very cool. I don't like Playa Body. I think there's just better things you could be doing with your 3-diff slot. Like this card is sometimes just like is a blank, and this card's never blank. This card is almost never blank, right?
Sure.
I think I do is toss it. It's just not worth it. If you want that, just play a 3rd Sticky Balls.
There. Yeah.
Mastermind's Apprentice is very good. Kindle the Flame after you block an attack. What are your thoughts on this card?
I genuinely have no idea. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I don't think it's necessary.
I agree. I think with all the speed hate that you already have with things like Sticky Balls, Tape, Ice Gliding, I don't think that you need it. Yeah. And things like Master of Mind's Apprentice. Blade Expertise, we have to play this at a 4. This card's insane.
Big time.
Hack and Slash. The thing is like with Hack and Slash is we have to have this kind of a card because in order to build off of Blade Expertise.
Yeah.
Right? We need
I do like that you could pivot with it too. Just either build it or block with it. It just works.
Yeah, let's look at our count again. 77. We have 11 cards to cut. And they all need to be mid blocks.
Jeez.
Easy enough. Let's just start cutting. Think Fast. He gets to leave.
Fair enough.
We're too bloated. Sticky Balls gets to be a 1 of. Challenging the Fakes. Thoughts on it?
Can cut it.
I love it. It's gone. I think you're just going to have too many other cool things you're doing to get to play it. This gets to be a one of because we have to play this engine, right? These are the mid block slots that we get because we're opting to play Blade Expertise Hack Slash. My personal opinion is I think that high level spinners are not going to play these cards, but these are the new cards, and so you should play them. You should give them a try. But I think even as early as like version 2 of this deck, I think we lose these cards because this response I don't think is good enough, and these are highly sought after slots. 1-5-3 mid, 2-5-2 mid is just like that's 7 mid blocks. That means that you don't get to play all this cool stuff, right?
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. 71 cards. Okay. We still have mids we have to get rid of. You're playing a single tape. Is it worth playing it at the one of if it's just a one of?
I only threw it in there in case I had a surplus of and a surplus of other block zones. I don't think I need it.
Gonna toss it then. We might have to cut something like the frosting down to a one of, although I hate that. Just because we have like Mastermind's Apprentice, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Calling for backup down to a 3 of 2.
I am nervous about that because we want to draw cards, so we have cards in our hand to fuel us on both turns if possible.
Sure.
68 cards? I think this might be where we start and then play it and see what you don't like, right? We're technically a little foundation heavy. But like you have cards you have to test out. We have to see if this engine even works. We have to see if this kind of engine even works, right? Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new cards to even attempt to play, and so we'll have to figure that out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any
final thoughts? Anything? What was the biggest revelation you had as we did this?
Figuring out the attack lineup.
Yeah.
That was mostly it. Again, like I've said, I'm a Stain player. I love playing them on Evil, but with the all of Spinner's new attacks, I really like it in Stain.
Hell yeah. Man, this card in Stain's gonna be tight. Yeah. How cool. I
will say this too. I will eventually be back with a Void Spinner deck because I want to try that out too. I love the idea of build with Spinner on my turn, build a Spinner on your turn, manly passionate build on my turn.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty alright.
Yeah.
Or just like the question. We'll get there when we get there. I don't know how you're gonna have these many cards in hand, but we'll certainly figure it out. All right, man. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good rest of your night. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. We'll see ya.